I've got a brand new bike. Of course, I'm fussy, so I'm not happy with it, which means I'm going to put all of these bits on it. Loads of cool bits there. Let's do the build. New bike time. This is a Levo Expert Carbon, and this has got some nicer features like carbon cranks, 700 watt-hour battery, so a bigger battery, but essentially the same motor, pretty similar to what I had before. But what I really wanted was an e-bike that had no cables, and I've achieved it. It looks so clean, just the best, tidiest cockpit you could possibly have. And it's quite rare for an e-bike to be like that. Achieving this has been something that's pretty exciting actually. And it's a bit of a hack. What I've actually done to get rid of the controller cable is downgrade the screen. So this comes with a nice posh screen, and I've downgraded it to the previous version, so the version that comes on the cheaper bikes. And that allows me to take the controller off because there's a selector button actually on the TCU, this unit here, which means I can scroll through the modes without having to have a button on the handlebar. When I plugged it in to update the firmware, I noticed an option which said stealth mode, and I pressed it just to see what happened. But what it does is it actually turns off the lights on the TCU. So if you're night riding, for instance, especially, you don't get any glare from it. And if you want to see how much battery you use, you just push the button and it pops back on. So that means I've got no controller cable whatsoever. And then I've gone even further and fitted new AXS gears, giving me wireless gears, and an AXS seat post, giving me wireless seat post. I've then gone a step further because I'm old school and I liked the old AXS levers. So I've used the old AXS gearshift lever with the new AXS XX T-Series mech, and it's just to my liking. Again, I'm sure it's not recommended, maybe a bit of a hack, but it is something you can do, and I'm pretty happy with it. I haven't actually ridden T-Series, so quite excited about that as well. This is actually Steve's T-Series gears off of his bike because he left it lying around for too long. So I took it all off and it's mine now. AXS post, this is a 170mm post as well. And my previous bike had a 150mm, which actually was a little bit too small for me. So this, I've been able to get it into the frame a little bit more, but with the same height saddle, which is good. Dyed bros on there, one of my favorite ones. This is Jouet, which is laser cut around the edge. You can see the edge here, it's not a straight cut. Looks super, super good on the baked bean color Levo Expert. I've done a VHS tape as well. I've taken off the old chain protector that was on the bike and put VHS tape on. It's just a bit softer, a bit squidgier, and hopefully it keeps the bike nice and quiet. Cannibal Tyres are now a firm favourite of mine. You might have seen the previous video. They're absolutely the grippiest, best tyres for an e-bike. And I've actually taken the carbon wheels off this bike because I wanted to test some aluminium wheels again. I've been riding carbon wheels for a long, long time, and I actually would like to go back to something that apparently gives you a bit more grip, but I'm not sure about that, so I'll test them and we'll see. But they're on Industry 9 hubs, which have always been a firm favourite of mine, super fast, really nice hub noise, and just awesome wheel package. Sensus light grips, which are much, much thinner than I'm used to. I did run these on the downhill bike when I was racing downhill, and I did like them, but I think they may be a little thin, but I'm going to try them and we'll see how we get on. Code RSC brakes, they're kind of a firm favourite really. Ideally, I'd like to put organic pads in these. I just prefer the feel, the bite that you get from an organic pad. 220mm rotors. These are the 2mm thick rotors, which again just give you a nicer lever feel. Öhlins suspension if you know me or watch my videos, you'll know I'm a big fan of Öhlins, so that's gone straight on again. Air shock as well, absolutely my choice for a Levo. There is one upgrade though that I'm particularly excited about, and I think it warrants its own video. This is an OChain. It's a little device that essentially decouples the crank from the chainring. So it allows the chainring to float a little bit. This one's got 4 degrees to 12 degrees of float. It's actually adjustable. And what this does is it counteracts something called pedal kickback on the bike, which is a chain-induced force in the bike where the suspension essentially grows as it goes through the travel and pulls back on the chain. And that pulling back on the chain has to lift the cranks upwards. So it's lifting your weight on the pedals to get the suspension to move essentially. And this gets rid of it. It's just won the World Championships. It was on top step of the junior and the elite men's and the second step, in fact. And everyone I've spoken to that's ridden one has said it's absolutely incredible. Feels like you're riding without a chain. Really smooth suspension, loads of grip, and is pound for pound one of the best upgrades you can make on your bike. And the reason I haven't fitted it is because I want to try the bike without it. Then I want to fit it, go out again and try the bike with it. And then maybe at some point apply some kind of data acquisition to it so we can see how much it's moving or something like that. There's definitely something to do there in a video. So I'll leave it off for now. We'll fit it and go riding, and I'll actually give you an honest review of what it feels like to ride OChain. So that's it, that's my new bike. I'm pretty stoked to bits with it really. Let us know what you think. Would you have done those upgrades? Yeah, let me know. Sensors grips. I've gone with, what are these ones? I've gone with, I've got a huge job on. Okay, let's try that again. Okay.